Hey there, Steve Brossman here from Business Online TV. Now, actually getting to interview a friend and colleague of mine, Brett Bramble from Profitable Marketing and Masterminding. Welcome along, Brett.
Thank you, Steve.
Mate, that's a big title, but I guess you need a long title to, cover so many of the different things that you do and the different ways that you help business.
Yeah, certainly, Steve. You know, business isn't all about necessarily finding new customers. It could be efficiencies, cost reduction, and we do cover a fair bit. Our specialty is particularly marketing, but once we get involved with a person's business in one way, shape or form, they tend to involve us in a lot of avenues.
Let's get stuck straight into some of the successes that you've had, and some of them are absolutely brilliant. We're talking in a downturned economy, and let's go through one of them in one of the toughest sectors of all, the retail sector. One of your clients has had double profits 2 years in a row. Can you tell me about that? I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah, Steve, it is pretty exciting. Like, whenever there's a downturn in the economy, and I've been through two good ones, you know, in the last decade and a half, and that's the time to really get in there and work on your business and your strategies and grow market share, because ultimately you'll find some forced efficiencies and you work out things that'll work where traditionally they wouldn't work because the other competitors have sort of backed away. So in the club that I managed years ago, we ended up making it the fastest growing club in Australia during the time of the economic downturn. And that was fun times.
And you've done it again with a retailer.
And just recently with a retailer, whilst the whole industry is down at least 20 to 30%, this particular one up on the mid-north coast has just doubled her profits for the second year in a row, largely through profitable marketing and a little bit of, you know, tweaking the business here and there. And exciting times for her because she's just moved into brand new premises, needed the extra space. Her client base has gone up fivefold. Yeah. And she's tripled her previous monthly sales record only last month, so she's actually, you know, wrapped with the whole situation. But you know, it was hard for her. She's a little bit scared in the early stages, but
yeah,
you know,
when
she was ready. She needed to do something different. 5 years, same old trade. All of a sudden, we just got in there and just helped her roll up our sleeves and show her how to do it.
Can I pick up on a couple of things there? And I guess the people out there would understand this. If you hear him rattle off numbers, it's because he was a maths genius at school. And if you hear him going in and help solve other people's problems, because he had the record of solving the Rubik's Cube at the age of 12 in 23 seconds. So you've been a grown or a born problem solver and mathematician.
Yeah, I think it's just how I was born, Steve.
I just called it a nerd, but anyhow, you help a lot of people because of what you've got between your ears.
Yeah, well, absolutely right, Steve. Because myself and my brother, we do have a pretty high level of mathematic aptitude, if I can say it that way. But it just means we can do a lot of numbers on the fly, and largely business and particularly marketing is about maths and psychology. Yep. If you get those two things right, well, then you're going to be ahead of the game, and that's what it's all about. And we don't want to see anyone waste 1 cent they don't have to. We want to see them get up to 30 times return on their marketing dollars.
There we go,
like
more
this
numbers.
Retail client, and just really run ahead and just, you know, just providing a future for herself and looking at expanding into more stores now. So it is exciting times in the GFC. You know, Judy just says, what GFC? So,
I'm going to touch on another one because I think it's absolutely fantastic and also highlights your marketing, advertising expertise. One of your clients is a professional service person, got an accountancy practice, and you helped him with some marketing, particularly, you know, a couple of ads that has really, boosted his business, but you've got some numbers to share as well.
Yeah, well, he was just doing the typical stock standard ad in the newspaper, and wasn't getting virtually any results. You know, the phone wasn't ringing, and then he decided to do a big business of the week ad, and he did it, you know, his way, and still said, how's the phone ringing? He goes, it's not ringing. I said, mate, what we need to do is apply some direct response marketing techniques in that ad. So I've rewritten it, and it's something that you don't often very see in the ad world or in the print world. The editor of the newspaper said, you can't run like that. He actually ended up changing it at far once again. I'm not surprised why, because he took out a few crucial ingredients, and there should be 8 ingredients in an ad. We then did it again. I said, don't you dare let the editor change that ad. And that was responsible for generating him $75,000 worth of business.
So one ad has pulled in all of that, just by making sure that you got the right tweaks in the right places.
So now as part of his intel, he knows what's possible. part of his arsenal where the competitors don't know about that, and we can do that year after year.
Okay, enough about the marketing, and the other part of your title is masterminding, some of the different things that you do with the masterminding. Can we just touch on that just a little bit?
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Look, when I started managing a club at the young old age of 24, whilst we did well, if I had have had the opportunity to be involved with a mastermind group with my peers, maybe out of town, so they weren't competition, I would have just grabbed the opportunity. So that's what we do here at Profitable Marketing and Business Masterminding is help people get into the right mastermind groups for their level of experience, their business size, a similar sort of industry, not competitive, and really help someone go the extra mile and just grow their business much faster than what they would have been able to otherwise. It's a nice little entry point in. Maximum information, a little bit of motivation, a little bit of actionable goals, and a little bit of overload with a few insights, and it's all about massive results, and that's what we're all about, Steve.
Fantastic. Now, not only all of that, you're an author as well. You're a co-author of a book called Profits for Life, and that's really what you want to do and generate for people is give them the systems, but give them the marketing tools and the expertise to create profits for life. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right, Steve. There's really hardly anything more exciting than just generating a bucket load of profits. And there's a few key principles that we've outlaid in the book there with Alistair Gray, the co-author, and it's really something that all businesses owners should be aware of. And ultimately get one of these copies of this book because once you read it, you realise, hey, my staff should be reading this as well.
Great.
And it kind of helps align the organisation's goals, which is extremely important.
Look, if you want to get a piece of Brett's brain, and I do recommend that you do, you've actually got some information that you want to give out people out there now, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got 8 must-know fundamentals to strategic marketing, which every business owner must know, eat, sleep, live and breathe. So, you must have this reported. It's available for download from our website.
It'll be across the bottom there, but please tell them anyway.
www.profitablemarketing.com.au. That's where it's at.
Okay. Look, if you could probably handle doubling your business in the next couple of years, year after year, and moving into expanded premises, get a piece of Brett and handle the extra business that you're going to get. Brett, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you in, and we'll see you guys again real soon. Cheers, Brett.
Thanks very much, Steve. Cheers.
Cheers.